What's up, guys? Back with me, Secret Spree Teen Twitch, Season 3, Episode 23, Sabrina the Sandman. Okay, so this episode starts off with Sabrina coming in, and she's like, yeah, she quit her job, and and they're like, why? Because of a mean boss or anything? She's like, no, because of the uniform. And basically, after that, yeah, so basically after that Hilda and Zelda are informed that if Sabrina doesn't get the family secret, something bad will happen. But and the actor who plays the cone guy is the same guy who played Diamond Dave's butler or friend in episode 13 or 14. Anyway, episode 14. So, or episode 15. I don't know. Anyway. So Sabrina, gets a job. She goes, but that Kung guy's like, hey, you can't tell Sabrina the family secret and still depend on her moral life, on her real life. So they don't, and they're like, hey, you get a job, and you do the family secret on your own. We're not gonna help you. And Sabrina's like, oh, now I gotta get a job, find out the family secret, and yeah. So she gets a job. She goes to this place where the person there is like, hey, we can have you as a sandman. And she's like, really, a sandman? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, do I gotta wear a costume? And puts a costume on her. And she's like, how much does it cost? Because the last costume the reason why she quit her job last time was because of the costume, and they had to pay her money for it. So yeah. So basically, Sabrina discovered that she can go into dream, as they say in this episode, dream drop into people's dreams, where she dreams into one kid's dream where he eats ball pits, but she's like, get out of your mouth, and he's like, oh, it's candy, and she takes a bite out, and it's like an apple, and she's like, yeah, it is candy, not very good candy, and basically, yeah. So she goes into Valerie's dream, where Valerie, yeah, Harvey, has been keeping a secret from her, so basically, yeah, for some reason, and she learned to eavesdrop, not to eavesdrop, and basically, yeah, so she goes into Valerie's dream, and Valerie's Valerie's so stressed out from the test, she even appears naked, which is weird, but it's a dream, so your dream can conjure up anything. So basically, so she goes into Harvey's dream, so she goes into Salem the Cat's dream, and Salem the Cat's like, hey. Salem the Cat's like, hey, yeah, I'm here to make sure you don't do something, but I totally forget what it is. So she's like, hey, do you want to come into Harvey's dream with me? And he's like, sure. And she's like, and when she goes in, she's like, oh, Harvey's dream's not, like bad. He's just trying to chase a French book. And she basically just, so she boom, makes the French book appear, and then she conjures up, she tells Valerie not to be a worrywart and all that stuff, and basically tells Principal Kraft, because she went to Vice Principal Kraft's dream and saw him with peas, and she makes peas joke, and she saw Libby's dream, and Libby's dream is basically a high school normal day of high school for Libby, so basically, and she makes a joke about that, saying that Principal Kraft, that Libby won't get into a good college, and Libby's like, oh no, oh, Principal Kraft say this thing? Is it's in his office, and she goes to run for Principal Kraft, and And basically she'll go talk to Harvey, and she's like, hey Harvey, do you want to go to Slice? And he's like, no, get on my back. You always do that. And leaves. And she's like, wait, what? And yeah, so she goes into this. So she conjures up this guy who knows Sam the cat wasn't friends with, and basically, but Hilden doesn't know who he is, and basically they go into Harvey's dream, and go into Harvey's dream, and Harvey's dream is basically, go into Harvey's dream, and they, make Harvey, like Harvey have his inner child, and Harvey, but carrying all, stuff around, and it's raining, she makes the kid have chocolate, and Harvey, have, the Sims Carol's bag, but when she gets the next day, she realizes that they're condemning Mr. Kraft into a mental institution, and Harvey breaks up with her. And she's like, wait, Harvey's breaking up with her? And she's like, and yeah. So, and then the guy comes, and they give, Sabrina, as I said last episode, they gave Sabrina a picture, but they gave Sabrina a picture of herself. So, wait, and she's like, so it's just a picture of her, and she's like, every Spellman is around her, and the guy's like, wrong. Sorry for the Superman Returns joke, but anyway, yeah. So the guy's like, hey, Sabrina's losing all her magic, and we're kicking her out of the house so she can live on the streets. And basically, then a floating banana comes by, and we learn it's just a dream to teach her a lesson. The Harvey breaking out with her was a dream. The Principal Kraft going into a mental institution was a dream, and the banana was a dream. And yeah, and basically she still needs to. And the episode ends with her going back to her original job, because at the end credits scene, we see her in her original job costume from the beginning of the episode. And that's this episode. But that's this episode. Next episode, we'll be reviewing the penultimate episode, Silent Night. Silent Night or Silent Movie. I don't know. I think it's Silent Night. So like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna have a wonderful morning, and I'll see you next Sabrina Teen Joy for the penultimate episode.